Hello everyone and welcome back. In our previous conversation, we explored what mature confidence looks like. The kind of confidence that doesn't depend on validation, attention, or constantly proving yourself. Today, I want to continue that discussion with a question that many of us quietly ask ourselves. What happens when we stop performing confidence and start living with it? Because confidence isn't built in one grand moment. It is created through small daily choices, honest self-reflection, and the most important part of all this is that it needs courage to trust yourself even when the outcome is uncertain. So for the next few minutes, let's explore how self-trust develops, how emotional maturity changes the way we see ourselves, and why the strongest confidence is often the quietest. So now just grab a coffee or tea and get comfortable and let's begin. Okay, so my first topic is that being secure without attention is one of the most beautiful forms of confidence, is being comfortable without being the center of attention. You're not supposed to become center of attention. It means that many people mistake visibility for significance, but significance and visibility are not the same thing. Think about your favorite teacher. Okay, so perhaps they weren't the loudest person, perhaps they didn't seek attention, yet their impact remained for years. You know why? Because influence does not always arrive through visibility. Sometimes it arrives through presence. Mature confidence allows you to enter a room without needing to own it. You contribute when necessary, listen when appropriate, speak when it is meaningful, and then continue living your life. There is freedom in not needing every moment to revolve around you, because attention is temporary. And you know why? Because character lasts longer. And it requires calm energy, not performative confidence. Okay. So now let's talk about calm energy. Calm energy is often underestimated. We live in a world where there is an underestimation and that rewards speed, visibility, noise, urgency. But some of the strongest people carry themselves differently. They are thoughtful, grounded, measured. So when challenges appear, they do not panic immediately. When opportunities arise, they do not rush blindly. They respond instead of react. That is calm confidence, and performative confidence often looks impressive initially, but it requires constant maintenance, like constant proving, constant explaining, constant attention. Calm confidence feels different because it is sustainable. It is rooted in self-awareness rather than performance. Okay, so imagine the ocean. The surface may experience waves, but deeper water remains steady. Mature confidence resembles what appears deeper. That is what water. You still experience uncertainty, you still have difficult days. But underneath there is trust. Trust that you can handle what comes. Trust that your worth does not disappear because of a mistake. Trust that your value exists even when nobody is watching. So what kind of story that we tell ourselves is regarding the most important story we ever hear is the one we tell ourselves. Like if your internal story is constantly saying that I need to prove myself, you will spend your life seeking permission. But if your internal story becomes like I'm growing and I'm learning and I'm becoming, then everything changes. Because confidence stops being a performance and starts becoming a relationship with yourself. A relationship built on honesty, self awareness, patience, and trust. So, if I want to close this whole lecture, I would like to close with mature confidence, which is not loud. Okay, it does not need a spotlight, it does not demand validation every day. It grows quietly through experience, through mistakes, through healing, through learning. And perhaps the most confident people are not the ones constantly proving who they are. Perhaps they are the ones peacefully becoming who they are meant to be. Right. So, because confidence is not about convincing the world of your worth, it is about knowing your worth even when the world is silent. And that kind of confidence creates a calmness that no applause can provide. And before we end today's conversation, I want to leave you with one final thought, that you do not have to prove your worth every day. You do not have to win every argument, impress every person, or explain every decision you make. Some of the most meaningful growth happens quietly. It happens when you trust yourself enough to keep moving forward even when nobody is watching. It happens when you choose peace over performance, self awareness over ego, and authenticity over approval. So, as you move through your week, ask yourself, am I spending energy proving who I am or becoming who I want to be? Because mature confidence is not about being the loudest voice in the mirror, in the room. It is about being at peace with yourself when the room becomes quiet. And the kind of confidence is something no one can give you and no one can take away from you. Okay, so if this message resonated with you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more conversations on personal growth, healing, mindfulness, storytelling, and slow living. Until next time, take care of yourself, trust your journey, and remember, you are allowed to grow at your own pace. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you in the next video.